Jeff Gordon 1 year ago was talking about retiring. Now he's talking about winning his 5th championship. That team's on a roll. They're fast.
All right, here we go, bud. Let's rip them apart tonight. Here we go. The leader is going good.
Jeff Gordon is on a tear. He's caught Kurt Busch. This will be for 6th place. Gordon started 13th.
The car was good right from the beginning. We saw early on that Harvick was going to be the car to beat. You know, I felt like we just needed track position and to get up there to compete with him.
2nd place, Jeff Gordon. Came off that turn like he was shot out of a cannon.
I think he may be a match for the 4th.
We got into 2nd place and I was able to push the car the hardest that I had throughout the whole race.
Jeff Gordon edges ever closer.
Got pretty excited. I could just tell the car was really, really good. And then he adjusted his line and kind of pulled away from me a little bit. And I was like, all right, he's going to be tough to beat.
Save gas, save gas. We're right on our window. May take a bit as Jamie's car is on pit road.
For Jeff Gordon and everybody else that need to get onto pit road to get Sunoco fuel, won't happen this lap. It is still closed as cleanup continues.
How far do I have do I have 2 laps? Yeah, I'd say so.
I was pretty nervous. I know Alan and the guys on the team were very, very nervous.
I appreciate the track cleanup crew and everything they do, but I was like, man, I was wanting to go and get a broom myself and start sweeping it up.
Luckily, worked out. We saw just how good a fuel mileage we're getting tonight.
2 tenths on a bad lap. Doing good right here.
Jeff Gordon has been knocking tenths out of Kevin Harvick's lead.
And we're going to see a lot of these drivers starting to make green flag pit stops.
You want me to come this time? Yes, pit this time, pit this time.
And the leader is in, Kevin Harvick to the pit lane.
Didn't think the 4 car had a stellar stop, and he didn't, because as they come back out on the track, the 24 just went by Kevin Harvick going down the back straightaway.
And I knew at that moment, oh, it's on. You know, he's not going to be easy to keep behind me, but the only chance we have of winning this race is right now.
Anytime we had clean track, we could pull away, and it seemed like anytime we caught traffic, he would make up some time, and in certain instances, it was significant time.
Getting past Hamlin took a lot out of Jeff Gordon's lead, less than half a second.
I remember a day when lap cars, you came up on them, they moved over and you kind of went by in your lane. These days, I don't know what lane they're going to run. They just run right in the middle of the track.
Jeff Gordon will be looking at the white flag. Harvick got a great run down the back straightaway.
His car must have started coming in at that time because he really gained that last lap. Certainly made me nervous.
Off turn 4, win number 89 for Jeff Gordon by 2 car lengths over Kevin Harvick.
Yeah, buddy. You can't keep us down that long. How does that feel, boys? That weight that just lifted off of our shoulders.
You know, I don't feel like I've been at my best in the last few years. This year I've been really inspired. I feel like the race cars are to my liking, and I'm able to be aggressive and push hard. I'm having fun. The whole team, we're just in sync. And it's showing week in and week out, and certainly showed tonight with that win.
Jeff Gordon has been knocking tenths out of Kevin Harvick's lead. 2 tenths last lap and 2 tenths the lap before. It's down to 2.4 seconds.
And we just saw Kyle Busch in that 18 car. He's back in the 22nd position, 1 lap down, but he's the first driver that's 1 lap down, so he would get the free pass.
Well, for the 3rd lap in a row here, Gordon has been faster than Harvick. And this time it tilts the other way by 2 tenths.
Yeah, I think what you were saying, Mike, was that Kevin Harvick in the 4 was catching a lap car or 2 here, and that cost him a 10th or 2. But when they get in clean track in the car for car, the 4 is still the fastest car.
And we're going to see a lot of these drivers start to peel off, starting to make green flag pit stops.
Look at it come down. Look at Gordon get that run off turn 4. He picked up another 2 tenths on Harvick that time, and traffic was not a factor. Now that lap leader, Kevin Harvick, had to deal with the lap car of Michael Annett, and Jeff Gordon chopped almost a second off Harvick's lead.
Oh, he can look out there. He can see that 4 car now.
It's Jeff Gordon and Dale Earnhardt Jr. are pit side for service. So is Danica Patrick.
I think Harvick has to come this time. He can't stay out there.
You know what Jeff Gordon was doing, Mike? He was running some of his fastest laps because he knew he was getting ready to pit.
Krista.
Well, Jeff Gordon said taking 2 tires on the last stop allowed him to run up top. They're taking 4 for this final stretch.
And the leader is...
They didn't think the 4 car had a stellar stop, and he didn't, because as they come back out on the track, the 24 just went by Kevin Harvick going down the back straightaway.
And everybody else who was on the lead, Kevin Harvick had a 1.3 second lead on Jeff Gordon. But they are just the opposite now.
I mean, the 24 had another one of their great stops, and the 4 mediocre stop. And when they came back out on the track, the 24 was ahead of the 4, and you can see right there, Larry, the difference.
Yeah, you can see Kevin Harvick was a little bit better than Jeff Gordon, but you can see the difference right there in the crew. And right now, Jeff Gordon's he's going to be in front of Kevin Harvick.
Yeah, he's in front of him by a good bit and actually pulling away. They came out pretty close together. Gordon was ahead of Harvick going down the back when he came back up on the track. And right now, Jeff Gordon is pulling away from Kevin Harvick.
Yeah, that graphic actually gave the advantage to Kevin Harvick, but Jeff Gordon pitted a lap earlier than Kevin Harvick that gave him that much of an advantage as far as fresh tires.
Make that final pit stop. Jimmy Johnson, Brian Vickers, Brad Keselowski, Denny Hamlin, and Tony Stewart. So here's Jeff Gordon in 6th, the first of the drivers that have made that final scheduled stop. Larry, if they make a final stop.
Well, they would have to go 63 laps, Mike, and that would be essentially with no help from cautions.
Jeff Gordon is now 0.8 of a second up on the number 4.
Yeah, that's the battle. I've been watching these 2 guys right here because I figured it'd filter back to them sooner or later. But the 4 car, I think Kevin tried and tried and tried, and he realized he's not going to be able to get around Jeff Gordon. And he's cooled his jets just a little bit right now. I don't know if he thinks he can make a late run at him or not, but right now the 24 is the best car.
Driver to make their green flag pit stop, and Jeff Gordon, the point leader, coming in, who said Wednesday in a press conference, he said points are fine, but everybody wants to, needs to get a win this year. Everything has changed.
He said he would give the points lead up. He'd give his top 5 backs, his top 10s. He wouldn't care if he was 23rd in points. I just want to win a race.
Well, he's going to have a great chance tonight. He's a little bit better than Kevin Harvick, but he does get held up in traffic at that here. He's having trouble getting by the 11 car, Denny Hamlin, which is allowing Kevin to close up pretty quick here, but I just don't think Kevin's got the car to run with the 24 right now.
Well, certainly getting past Hamlin took a lot out of Jeff Gordon's lead. Less than half a second. 7 to go.
Seemed like when Kevin Harvick moved to the very top of the racetrack, I mean, just tippy-toeing around the top, he picked up a little bit of speed, but I don't think it's enough to run down the 24. I just don't think he's got what it takes.
And they had identical lap times that time around within 0.02 of a second. 6 to go.
And they're running 2 totally different lines. The 24 around the bottom, the 4 up around the top. And I think the 24 is just prevailing right now with a little bit better race car.
And Gordon caught rookie Alex Bowman at a great place, the end of the back straightaway, so it did not much affect Gordon's corner entry and slow him down.
And it did hurt Kevin some on the corner exit there because he caught him right in the middle of the corner. So right now, Jeff Gordon in the catbird seat. He's pulling away from Kevin Harvick, and that's the only competition he's got right now.
Yeah, that was a big chunk that time, Jeff Gordon over Kevin Harvick as far as the scoring monitor.
An amazing night for Danica Patrick tonight. Just runs solid all night long. Been in the top 10, and here she is going to come 7th right now with just a few laps to go.
And she could be on the verge of her best career Sprint Cup finish.
Yeah, Mike, she only has 1 top 10, and that was 8th in that Daytona 500 last year where she sat on the pole.
Alan Gustafson grew up a Jeff Gordon fan. Now he is Jeff's crew chief and strategist. Did he make the winning call?
I think he did tonight. The car has just been flawless. It's good on the long run, and right now that's what he's having, and he's just again continuing to stretch it out over the 4 car of Kevin Harvick.
1.1 seconds now with 3 to go.
And
now,
not a lot of traffic ahead either. It's pretty clear sailing, a couple of cars, but no real issues.
Harvick did get 2 tenths back that lap right there.
I think right now, I think Larry Jeff's just looking in his mirror and saying, look, I don't want to make any mistakes. Don't want to overdrive this thing. Don't want to do anything wrong. And, of course, we know how great Jeff Gordon is. He never makes very many mistakes.
Lap traffic ahead. Greg Biffle and some slower cars ahead of him. 2 laps to go.
Dead even that time on the stopwatch.
Just being real cautious.
Casey Kane is third, 10 seconds back. Then Joey Logano, Dale Earnhardt Jr. 16 cars on the lead lap. Biffle the last of them. Around the outside of Travis Kvapil's number 32.
Here he comes.
Jeff Gordon will be looking at the white flag.
And that's the first flag he wanted to see for sure.
The race will end no matter what. And we got us another winner, boys.
Boy, Harvick
Harvick's
is coming
coming.
all over the racetrack. And a lot of traffic in front of Jeff Gordon. He's going to catch him down in turn 3 and 4.
Harvick got a great run down the back straightaway. It's down to half a second.
He'll try.
4/10 of a second.
I think it's
a third of a second.
Great effort.
Jeff Gordon off turn 4. Win number 89 for Jeff Gordon by 2 car lengths over Kevin Harvick.
Knocking the door, break it down.
Harvick made it interesting, though.
A little bit of traffic that he ran up on him. I just think Jeff was being mighty cautious.
Third on the all-time NASCAR win list. His last victory, Martinsville, in October. He is the 9th driver to win in 2014. And it is Jeff Gordon's 19th different season with at least 1 victory.
Hey, boys, you think we could have 16 winners this year?
We're working that
sneaking
direction.
up on it.
Getting them closer every week. Woo.
Jeff's last Kansas win came in 2002, 12 years ago. And look at how Harvick went from half a second down to 2 car lengths back at the wire.
He gave it all he had. And what a great night for the 4 cars. Started on a pole with a new track record. Finished second to this man right here. Mike, you think the man could win 100 races? Didn't know if I'd ever see that or not. That's 89.
If I was David Pearson with 105, I'd be counting.
I'd be worried.
Yeah.
A lot of season's best in this finishing order. Jeff Gordon getting the win. Casey Kane third, his first top 5 of the year. And how about a career best finish for Danica Patrick in that 10? Finished 7th. She was up there all night long.
And what about Matt Kenseth? He comes home 10th.
Yeah, what a great rebound there.
Unbelievable.
Joey Logano, the first Ford, in 4th, and Kenseth, the first Toyota, in 10th.
Kyle Larson, the rookie, he finishes 12th. Another good night for him.
And a tremendous win for 4-time, he'll remind you, Winston Cup champion, but he wants to win a Sprint Cup championship under this format. Jeff Gordon, a winner in Kansas.
Yeehaw.
Awesome job, man. How does that feel, boys? That weight that just lifted off of our shoulders.
And we welcome you to the Sprint Post-Race Show. A terrific amount of weight off the shoulders of Jeff Gordon, the points leader with his first win of the season, ending a string of 13 races when he has not won. And, of course, the 89th career victory, 3rd all-time, and the first 3-time winner here at the Kansas Speedway. And Steve Burns is down there for the celebration. Steve?
Jeff, 89th career victory. You guys have been so good this year. Did you know this was going to be the night?
I knew we had a fast race car. We've been bringing fast race cars every single weekend, and it's just given me so much confidence in the race cars and the race team. I got to thank Exalted Coating Systems with an awesome sponsor. And when the lights went out, we could still see this thing out there. And, of course, AARP and Drive In Hunger and Pepsi Max. Also Valvoline Chevrolet. But, you know, Kevin was tough. He was so strong. I did not know if I could hold him off, and I almost didn't there at the end. When I caught traffic, the car just got extremely loose on me, and he was just coming. So luckily that was the checkered flag. Gotta say happy Mother's Day. What an amazing Mother's Day present this is going to be. Can't wait to see my wife Ingrid and my mom tomorrow. It's going to be an amazing celebration. This is so sweet. I mean, what a huge weight lifted off this team's shoulders. We've been leading the points, but we need to get to victory lane, and they proved they're capable of doing a great job by them.
What was the key to winning this race, Jeff?
Well, I think it was overcoming a lot of adversity. We had a lot of things in the first half of the race that did not go our way. We knew we had a fast race car. We weren't sure if we had as good a race car as Kevin, but I thought if we got in front of him, we could hold him off. And then That last pit stop, I mean, you know, we cycled out in front of Kevin, and it was confusing because there were guys still out there, so we weren't in the lead. And I pulled away from him. The car was just driving unbelievable. And then all of a sudden I started getting extremely loose. And he faded, but then he kept coming back on me, and then my car would tighten up, and I'd go forward again, and then he'd fade, and we just kept going back and forth. But the key was getting out front, and this pit crew, and Alan Gustafson, all these engineers, everybody at Hendrick Motorsports, that's who won this race, because we've been building up to this all season long.
Enjoy the win, Jeff.
Woo! You can believe we're going to do that. Yeah!
Let's go to Matt Yoakum.
And didn't get enough RPM down pit road, and then didn't get out of my box very well, and he wound up getting by me there, you know, as we came out of our pit stop. But I found the groove that worked for me with our Jimmy John Chevy tonight. Just
Jeff Gordon, winner of the inaugural Brickyard 400.
Jeff Gordon wins the 1998 Brickyard 400.
Jeff Gordon becomes a three-time winner of the Brickyard 400 at Indianapolis.
For the fourth time in 11 years, Jeff Gordon will win the Brickyard 400.
This is a special place. I love racing here. I love winning here. Growing up here in Indiana, following Indy cars and the Indy 500 as a kid, this might be the place for me to be the top one.
This racetrack is the most prestigious racetrack in the world. All the heroes and the Hall of Famers and the best drivers succeed here.
Green flag is in the air. It's a dead heat as they'll now race into turn one. Gordon dives to the inside of Harvick looking for the lead.
All clear, tucked in behind you, all clear.
My car was really handling well to the first 8 or 10 laps. Then I really started sliding around.
For the first 20 laps, Jeff Gordon had nothing but clean air in front. Now he's got to fight for position on the racetrack.
I knew right then, okay, this is not going to be an easy day.
Just rolls in the middle a little bit better than we are. Got to get that fixed.
I don't know what perfect is. I've never experienced it. You know, in every race, you're gonna have to overcome adversity.
We had a few issues on pit road.
You got to be away from the wall a little bit more next time.
We just kind of took a deep breath after that and reset.
We're all going to make mistakes, but it's how you rebound from those mistakes. And all I know is that last pit stop was a great one. And it didn't give us the lead, but it put us right there on KC.
We're good. Just keep thinking about it. We got to find a way here. You do this.
You get the feeling Gordon felt like he could make the pounce on the last lap.
Out ahead to 83, rolling the apron out of power. I'm going to get off on one of those sixes.
Ryan Truex really slowed down out on the racetrack. NASCAR forced to throw the yellow flag.
I didn't want to see the caution. Restarts have not necessarily been great for me, especially today.
Oh, here we go. Be aggressive here.
I was happy Casey took the inside because I was just hoping I could get to his outside, get to his door, maybe loosen him up a little bit, and that's exactly what happened.
Off turn 2, Jeff Gordon is the new race leader. He has taken the top spot away.
Nice and smooth, drive away.
Jeff Gordon masterfully on the restart, got to the point, and he is gone.
Once I cleared him, I was just relieved, and I was like, okay, now let's go win this thing.
Fans are witnessing history. Indiana's own Jeff Gordon down through turn 4 for the final time.
Bring it home, bud.
He now belongs exclusively to a fraternity of one. The only 5-time winner of the Brickyard 400 is Jeff Gordon.
Kiss the brick, baby. Yes, it's you guys. You did this. Brickyard 400.
It means a lot personally for me, you know, to help him kind of put himself into a level no one's ever obtained. You know, with 5 wins at this speedway is just phenomenal.
Yeah, buddy. Greatest song called over, you are the best. What did I tell you this morning? What did I tell you when I got here? Yes, sir. I'm so glad we brought it home for you, boss. Thanks for coming, buddy.
Life is good. You know, I have this amazing family that goes through the ups and downs of racing with me. So right now, I'm on top of the world. Life could not be any better than it is right now in this moment.
They've not made a chassis adjustment on the 24 of Jeff Gordon all day long. They've had a couple of bobbles in the pit lane, but it's been nearly flawless everywhere else. A clear window shield for Gordon. It's going to be a 4-tire change. Now the second can of fuel is going in, a critical element there to make sure he's got enough to get to the end, and it's a clean stop. Dave.
Kevin Harvick's car, remember, very, very tight.
Kasey Kahne and Jeff Gordon, their relative positions before and after the pit stops, pretty much the same.
I have to wonder about this 5, though. He was a little early on making that pit stop. I know being out front, you can save a little bit more if you want to do that.
Where he goes all the way? I'll try to figure it out right now. Maybe there, we may be a lap short. We just got to see how much we got there. It looked like it was full, though.
Yeah, there's some question marks on whether the 5 car can make it to the end. Now, they only went about, 29 laps on that run. They're going to have to go about 33 to the finish, so that's going to put them really, really close. I'm sure they're nervous about it. Probably more nervous about Jeff Gordon. He's coming now.
I was going to say, as Kahne tries to work traffic, he caught Landon Castle in the 40 at a tough spot. Here comes Gordon with a full head of steam.
And he needs to take it or to get this spot right now. If he can do it.
Kasey doesn't want to give it up, does he?
No, he sure didn't. He had Gordon pedaling the throttle right there, and you could see he was able to stretch out just a little bit.
So what is likely the final round of pit stops in the race, at least under green. And for these leaders, if there's any way they can help it. Jeff Gordon stalking Kasey Kahne for the #1 spot. Kyle Busch 2.5 seconds back. Then it's 16 seconds back to Matt Kenseth, who's in 4th place.
Well, the one thing Gordon can do right now is force Kasey to run just as hard as he possibly can. If he's close on fuel, it'll run him out.
Difficulty of passing, though. Kahne can't afford to let Gordon go by just to save some fuel, even because Gordon is shown to be probably the best car here, even though Kasey has been able to lead the most laps. Wow, look at this.
Looking in, he's there. He's there.
Yeah, but look at Kasey power up on the outside like that. That's pretty strong, too.
That's something we've seen Jeff Gordon do all day, drive that car deep into the corner.
And is it so evident how bad he wants this 5th win here at Indy?
Yeah.
He got back to the throttle, but he lost the nose there in doing that.
.26 to go. Two-car fight to the finish. Will it be these two? Will a caution come out, change the picture completely? Jeff Gordon continuing to hunt the lead. Kasey Kahne continuing to hold him off. Sunday Night Baseball presented by Taco Bell, 8 Eastern on ESPN and live on Watch ESPN. Kasey Kahne trying to shut out Jeff Gordon here from the lead in the Brickyard 400. 22 laps to go. The picture exactly as it was when you left it. About the same gap between the two. Now they're coming up on some lap cars. Caution out. Slow car on the racetrack that's going to stop. And that is a huge reset button pressed on this race.
They're telling you to go back up and pass them.
5 is the leader. Casey Kane on the lead lap, 26 cars. There'll be 20 laps to go when they come to the opening of pit lane. Some will take tires, certainly.
Yeah, certainly some will. The question is, will the 5 and the 24 and the 18, will these guys duck down pit road too?
Caution is going to help the 5 if they stay out, because if he was concerned about being short on fuel, running around under the caution is going to gain him some savings.
Five's too short. 4 good. Just safe. Just keep thinking about it. We got to find a way here. You can do this.
Alan Gustafson to Jeff Gordon.
See Rick Hendrick, Doug Ducard on the back of the box. That's Alan Gustafson on the near side, the crew chief.
Because he knows we're close. He's going to make it hard on us to save.
Yeah, he is. He's going to run just as hard as he can, and that's his job. He's supposed to try to make Casey run harder than he wants to, not let him save any fuel.
Make him keep up with the pace car, not shut that thing off and coast too much either. Pit road open here. Rodney Childers. We'll see where Harvick lines up for the restart. He pitted from 8th place. 20 laps to go in the Brickyard 400. Hang on. 17 laps to go when we get the green flag a lap from now. Down to pit road, Vince.
With the crew chief for Jeff Gordon, Alan Gustafson. First of all, Alan, any question at all that you're good on fuel?
No, we're good on gas. You know, we could have 3 green white checkers and it could get close, but we're good.
How important is the restart, considering you've had a couple of stumbles at the restart today?
The restart's going to be the race, really. I think we might be able to pass Casey if we got out behind him, but if we lose more than that, it's over.
Thanks, Alan.
Dave Rogers calling the shots for Kyle Busch. How you guys looking right now? Are you good in
what he's got?
Denny ran up from 14th to 6th in the running order during that last round of green flag pit stops. That's where he gained all the track position. So Casey Kane going to try and hold off Jeff Gordon, Kyle Busch, and the rest of them on this restart.
Keep saving as long as you can there. I will. My tires are filthy. Try to get them cleaned up the best you can, obviously.
Yeah, that's the one thing about trying to save fuel under caution. It's hard to keep the tires clean.
You heard Alan Gustafson say it. This restart will be the moment of the race. The moment of the race brought to you by Dairy Queen. Pun intended. Going to be a blizzard of activity right here.
Here we go.
Pace cars off. 17 laps to go at the Brickyard.
Jeff Gordon's really going to have to take the lead from Casey Kane, because if he doesn't, he's probably going back to at least 30.
He did it! And it's Kane that goes back to 3rd and maybe 4th.
That's what I say now, is put Casey Kane on the defensive. Here comes Matt Kenseth 3 wide. And look at Hamlin.
You have to wonder there with that restart, did Casey Kane not get his tires cleaned off enough to make that car stick and keep the lead?
In one lap. Determined driving from Jeff Gordon, because Jeff didn't get away quite so good at the drop of the green flag, but boy, he drove it into turn 1 again.
I think you're right. This is the determination I've seen, the intensity and the driving of Jeff Gordon since the start of this race. He meant to take the lead away from Casey Kane right here.
Yeah, Kane got down in okay, but you can see his car really wiggling around there, not able to get back in the throttle.
Yeah, you see some intensity on that pit box too.
Now, I think this whole thing started with Casey Kane. We said it back whenever he pitted a couple of laps earlier than Jeff Gordon and other Hendrick teammates, that they put themselves in a position of just having to worry about fuel so much. Casey was riding around out there having to save so much fuel under that caution that he didn't get his tires cleaned up.
And see, with the engine turned off, the power steering doesn't work. You obviously can't drive the rear wheels to clean the rear tires off. That's what happens, and it just starts collecting all the marbles off the racetrack. Didn't get them cleaned up.
1.2 seconds, the lead from Jeff Gordon back to Kyle Busch. And then from Kyle, a similar distance back to Denny Hamlin in third. It was over to Jeff Gordon's charity bowling tournament that he runs here in Indianapolis every year. His foundation always to benefit the Riley Children's Hospital in Indianapolis. And Jeff has all the children who are being treated for cancer and the doctors and nurses who treat them over, and raises a lot of money for the cause for 13 straight years now. And I spoke with Jeff about his season so far, and he talked about basically the same things that Ray Evernham talked about in our Professor Ray piece on Countdown earlier. Great cars, great engine, a great pit crew, and the communication between he and his crew chief Alan Gustafson and the confidence they're showing back and forth in each other is as good as it's ever been. And that's why he's leading the championship standings. He said, I want a couple of more wins going into the chase. You're going to have to be able to win this championship, but I feel great about our season so far.
You know, I think what I see and get from Jeff is a determination there, because you started to hear some things. And Andy, I'm going to go back to a time that you went to Richard Childress Racing with Dale Earnhardt. People were starting to talk about Earnhardt. Maybe it lost a little bit, didn't have that determination, desire. He had made too much money, won too much. And I think Jeff's heard a lot of those things. Earnhardt and you certainly proved people wrong, and I think Jeff's out to do that too.
Yeah, I knew when I went to overtake that job that he wasn't finished winning, and I'm pretty convinced that Jeff Gordon didn't either. I think he may have another championship in him.
Vince is in Jeff Gordon's pit.
You know, Jeff Gordon has won this race 4 times before, but his crew chief, Alan Gustafson, has never been part of a win at the Brickyard. And he told me this morning, I want this race more than any other. This track is the pinnacle. It's the world stage to me. And regardless of your discipline of racing, it's special to win at Indy. I've never done it. I want it. And I believe we've got a chance to do it today. So that's why you saw that emotion from Alan Gustafson when Jeff Gordon had that restart and took the lead from Casey Kane. It means the world to the crew chief, just like it does the driver.
Jeff Gordon leads everything here at the Brickyard, including today's race. One of just 2 drivers now that have been in every one of the 21 runnings of the Brickyard 400. Bobby Labonte, the other, in the field today.
Just have a hard time thinking of a time that he wasn't here in the mix running well and things going for Jeff Gordon. Obviously winning that first one was tremendous for him and for the sport, for this speedway, for everything. And having an outstanding day here today.
Which was the one, was it when Menard won or when McMurray won, when Gordon was chasing him down on the fresher tires in the late laps, and Paul was trying to save fuel, and he charged and charged and charged and came so close and fell short.
Just so good here, and when even times he's won a couple of, maybe when he didn't have the very best car. I chased him down here one day, thought that I was going to beat him for sure, but he finds a way to keep you back there to get the job done. Not just me, but plenty of others that have tried that too. He's just a master at this track.
10 laps to go. If you're a numbers fan, recent history says the guy leading with 10 to go is going to take home the trophy and kiss a brick. We know this is racing and things can happen, but for now, Jeff out in front and building on his lead over Kyle Busch. It's up now to a 2.5 seconds.
It's a 2.5, but this again has been an outstanding day for Kyle Busch and this team. They didn't have the car at the beginning of this race. Of course, the track changed a lot. I think that came to them probably with their setup a little bit and then making it.
So coming to 8 to go, the Crown Royal presents the John Wayne Walding 400 at the Brickyard. 21st running of the Brickyard 400 today. Jeff Gordon says when he comes here, the cheers for him are a little louder than at any other place he goes. And he says, quote, I love it. Of course, Jeff and his family moved from California to the Indianapolis area because there were racetracks here that would allow a teen of less than 16 years old to race a full-size sprint car and a full-size race car. And by that time, Jeff had shown the aptitude and real skill for it. So his family moved here, and they lived in Pittsboro, Indiana, just outside of the direct Indianapolis area, and spent the formative years of his career, if you will, here. The Thursday Night Thunder Series here on ESPN, where Jeff came to be known to many across the country through his exploits in the USAC midgets and sprint cars and Silver Crown. And then he made his move to go NASCAR racing. That was the direction his career took. But that very first Brickyard 400 here in 1994, when Jeff, many considered still one of their local sons, drove to victory lane in this Speedway's first stock car race. One of those moments that for everyone who was here or watching that day just sort of considered destiny and magic. The local kid wins at the Brickyard in the first stock car race here.
Yeah, and he hasn't stopped since then either. So, you know, he was one of the first one, especially in the modern area, that came from that open wheel background that has been extremely successful. Jeff came in to start racing stock cars in what is now the Nationwide Series, and it was for Bill Davis and some others in that he was able to do that. But Rick Hendrick saw the talent here, signed him up, and you know, they've got 4 championships and 4 Brickyards to this point to talk about, along with a lot of other wins.
Stretching it out over Kyle Busch. Now up to 2 seconds. 6 laps to go. Yeah, Dale, it's a favorite saying of yours that the big drivers and the big teams win the big races on the big stage. We talked about at the top of the broadcast how this is the most challenging track a driver can face. And Andy, what a stressful day that this is on the crew chief to get the car prepared right and call the strategy right. And for Jeff to be facing a 5th win in this race and at this place, that's a statement all in itself in that context.
Yeah, it really is, and certainly has to put them towards the top as we talk about championship contenders this year, because when you do perform here, that means you can go all of these other places. But just talk about what a champion that he is and has been over these years, and how he gets up for this
5
race,
to go here,
and the job that he does. And you know, Will, as we ride along with him here, yeah, there's only 5 laps to go. He's out front. He's got the race car he's shown, but this is still stressful driving in these last 5 laps. That's still a lot of miles that you have to go, 4 distinct corners that you have to navigate. You can't make a mistake whatsoever.
He was 23 years old when he won his first Brickyard 400. He's 43 now. I'm telling you, he's driving as hard as I've ever seen him right now, this moment.
Inside the car, you're driving, fearing the caution.
Yeah, right now, that's one of your thoughts. You got 2 long straightaways. You take a glance down at your gauges, take a glance in the mirror, and the other time that you use down that straightaway is praying that there's not a caution, because you know you've got it well in hand.
I promise you the crew chief's doing the same thing. He's up there thinking, the only thing that can mess this up is a caution and a weird restart. We've got the best car, and now 4 laps to go. And I'll tell you, these will be the 4 longest laps that Alan Gustafson's ever sat through.
We talked about keys to the race is handle down the straightaway, get the strategy right. Certainly this 24
bring it home, bud. 3 to go at the 1.
Handled down the straightaway awfully well today, and Alan Gustafson has called the right race as the circumstances unfolded.
He's done everything that you have to do, and you know, we're looking right here with 3 laps to go that, you know, the dominance of Chevrolet at this racetrack. This is looking at 12 straight.
I was with Alan Gustafson in the garage area this morning. He was standing right over that car and had this extremely concerned look on his face. And I walked up to him and I said, "Looks like you got a great chance today." And he said, "Yeah, I know it." He said, "I just hope we get it right."
And the other third point of our keys to the race at the start of the day was restarts and how important they would be.
Wow. And he did it from the outside. I mean, that was just so impressive for Jeff Gordon to dig down in there, knowing, and he knew in his mind, if he did not take the lead as I stayed there, that he was going to fall back and probably wasn't going to be able to make that time up and go get the leader.
Up to 2.3 seconds for Jeff. You see the top 5 have somewhat spread.
And we talk about that, how much this means to the drivers, and Andy, you've talked about to the crew chiefs, but it's a huge event and celebration for the entire team to come here because of everything that goes on. This big victory lane is huge. Everybody gets a celebration there and be a part of that. The ceremony afterwards to go out and kiss the bricks and all of that. So it becomes a huge team effort, and everybody gets that celebration that maybe you don't at a lot of other places.
And it takes the whole team to make. You have to have everything right to win here. And the whole team is invested in this race.
While we watch Jeff work through these final 2 laps, just to mention a couple of other stories to kind of tie up drivers' days. Kevin Harvick running in 8th position now after contending for the lead and starting on pole early. Dale Earnhardt Jr. rallying back into the top 10. He's running 9th at the moment. Brad Keselowski running 13th. Jimmy Johnson has faded to 14th. Tony Stewart runs 17th. And we also mentioned Juan Pablo Montoya earlier. He's in 23rd. Kurt,
one more time, buddy. You got a lot of room behind you. Hit your marks.
And we pointed out early on, they've had a lot of very good races, but just find ways not to win once again today.
Hold it there, bud.
He's in the last lap. And as we look out the window across at the grandstands, all the fans that are here at the Speedway today are now on their feet, watching to see if Jeff Gordon comes back around to take another checkered flag. Final corners. He won the first one in 1994. 20 years later, he wins the 21st. Checkered flag in the Brickyard 400 to Jeff Gordon.
Yeah, buddy. Greatest song called over you on the best. We're going to kiss the bricks, boys. Kiss the brick, baby. What did I tell you this morning? What did I tell you when I got here? Yes, sir. I'm so glad we brought it home for you, boss. Thanks for coming, buddy. Go kiss those bricks. You guys are so awesome. That is unbelievable. Yes! It's you guys. You did this. Awesome. Awesome job, Eddie. God, I finally had the restart of my life.
Yes, you did. Right when he needed it.
What a day for Jeff Gordon, Rick Hendrick, Alan Gustafson, and their team. Vince?
Alan Gustafson shaking the hands of each and every one of his crew members who have done such a terrific job today. Before the race this morning, we talked about this race, and you talked about the significance of possibly winning it. Now that you've done it, what's it mean?
I'm having a terrible interview because it's just unbelievable. You know, I want to win this race my whole life, win here. It's an unbelievable place in the history of this racetrack, and Jeff's amazing record here. And, you know, this is the one. This is the one for me. I'm so proud of everybody at the 524 shop. Casey had a great run, and it's a new car, and just a ton of work to it, a ton of work into it, and those guys, they did it. They're the best.
Congratulations. Doc?
With Rick Hendrick, and Rick, 20 years ago this saga began. He made history in 94, and he did it again today with his fifth victory. What's this mean to you and your team?
I told him. That's how I feel. You know, I told him this morning, I said, this is your day. And he's been so good on the long runs at every track, and he gets around this place so well. But for him to break that tie, it's pretty special. And we're a little bit older than we were 20 years ago, but it's a great win. And this is what a way for Jeff here in Indianapolis, where this is his home track. And I remember even the first one, how good it felt. And this one feels just as good.
We'll let you go, my friend. You have some bricks to go kiss. Go celebrate.
Okay, thank you, Jerry.
Alan?
The fours have been good for Jeff here at Indianapolis. Won the race in 1994, 2004, 2014. If you like numbers, those are pretty good ones. And the biggest number of all for Jeff, 5. 5 wins at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Incredible. The fans love him. His crew's certainly loving it. The victory celebration at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway after Jeff Gordon wins the Brickyard 400 for a 5th time. We'll come back, have the victory lane ceremony, and the kissing of the bricks at the Speedway. 1994, he won the first of 5 Brickyard 400s. Did it again in 98, 01, 04. And now today in 2014, blasted his way past Casey Kane on a restart with 17 to go. Maybe willed his way is a better term, and pulled away over the final laps to score his record 5th win in the Brickyard 400. Our Goodyear Superior performer today, Jeff Gordon, winds up taking home the checkered flag for an unprecedented 5th time in this race. The 9th win here for Rick Hendrick. And now he's driven to victory lane. Our victory lane presented by Pennzoil. Here's Jeff.
NASCAR's first 5-time winner of the Brickyard 400. Jeff Gordon getting some celebratory kisses from the family. You did it, my friend. How does it feel to be back in victory lane at Indianapolis?
I don't think there's a greater feeling as a race car driver and a race team, because that's what it took today. Total team effort to be here in victory lane in Indianapolis. Whew, I'm exhausted.
What's going through your mind on that last restart, 17 to go, and as Alan Gustafson told us in the interview just before it, that's the race. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm not very good on restarts and wasn't very good today. And I finally made the restart of my life today when it counted most. And I knew we had a great race car. We just need to get out front. Casey kind of, hung back, and I, kind of got a little ahead of him, and I had to back up. And I was able to stand his quarter panel. And once we got down into 1 and 2, I could hear him getting loose. I was kind of glad he took the inside because I really wanted the outside. Man, and I got to thank him. He raced me awesome and clean because it could have got real ugly down there. And once it got clear of him, I was like, I can't believe this is happening now. No caution, please, no caution. Such a great guy. I got to thank Exalta, Finish Masters on this car. We cannot do it without them. AARP, Drive In Hunger, Pepsi, Valvoline, Chevrolet. Gosh, I cannot believe that this just happened.
You certainly are one who understands the history of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. What's the significance to you to be a 5-time winner here?
I was trying so hard with 10 to go not to focus on the crowd. I could see every once in a while glance up there and see the reaction. I was trying not to let it get to me, not think about it too much. Thank you, man. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. And yet you can't help it. It's such a big race. Such an important victory, crucial moment in the season and championship, and you just, those emotions take over. Have my kids here. Oh my God, there's nothing better than coming to victory lane, especially in one of the biggest races with your family here. All I know is my friends back at home, I need to take a vacation more often. This one really is for all those fans throughout the years. And all weekend long, they're saying, we believe you can get number 5. Go get number 5. We got number 5. Yes!
The drive for 5. Jeff Gordon wins at Indianapolis.
Today, we got a chance to get our 17th new track record of 2014, and without question, we're going to send a bunch of drivers north of 200 miles per hour.
When you go around Michigan, you know you're going to be going fast. You don't know how fast in the car. You don't have a sense of it, really.
As he came off of turn 2 and down the back straightaway, he has really picked it up.
Anytime that you just lift and go right back wide open, you know you're going really fast, and the car's got a lot of grip.
Jeff Gordon to the top, 206.558 miles per hour.
Get you some of that. I mean, overall confidence and enthusiasm that they've got in this 2014 right now. They feel like they are the best they've been all year long.
Set a record like that, a track record that fast, that one's cool. Like, I'm going to remember that one.
All right, guys, let's do it today. 200 laps, focus, execution. We got this here all day long.
Green.
The red and yellow Ford forging ahead to the inside to take the lead.
Gordon's going to go second.
I just couldn't push the entry of the corner. Just a little bit too tight.
Too tight, getting in the middle of 3 and 4.
I wasn't concerned because it did come to me, and the longer we ran, it seemed like the better my car handled, especially against the competition.
Joey Logano electing to restart up against the outside safer barrier. That puts Jeff Gordon down to his inside.
I just didn't like, the way he was kind of rolling up to that restart box, and then it seemed like he was letting off or slowing down.
Money stop time for these drivers to make what could be, should be their final stop.
Go on me, Jeff. He's going to let the car down. 2 fuel on his right side.
There was a slower car in front of me, and just that little tiny bit made the difference in this. Whether we were going to maintain the lead or go into second. At that time, I was frustrated because I thought that could be the end of the race.
Green flag in the air, and they're side by side. Logano, Jeff Gordon, and a few others want to be a part of that front row.
Oh, the leaders bump. Logano gets away from Gordon. Joey leads, and they're 3 wide now for second.
Tell them Logano is completely up the starts. He's like slowing down as we get into the box.
Last one was was the way it should be.
Joey Logano is gone. Gordon goes to second. The battle will be for third.
He got a good start. It's just that Harvick did not behind him and sort of put him out there by himself. He lost momentum.
Here comes Jeff Gordon diving to the bottom. Gordon powers under Joey Logano.
I thought, man, this is our chance. And so I just kind of got up beside him, pushed him a little wide, and then just shot down to the bottom and sort of cut the entry of the corner off.
All clear, all clear.
And I did. They said clear. I was like, yes.
A track race on the backstretch at Michigan. Joey Logano to the inside, Jeff Gordon to the high side. And here comes Kevin Harvick. He gives Gordon a shove off the end of the backstretch, and Gordon back to the point.
I want to win. That was absolutely my whole focus, but I was enjoying the competition. I was enjoying those guys drive their cars so hard. And right on the edge, and it was great. It was great racing. It was a very exciting race.
No doubt about it, the fire still burns within Jeff Gordon and this race team. And today, he'll win at Michigan International Speedway.
So proud of this team. I'm enjoying being a part of it, and I'm enjoying that they're looking at me the same way I'm looking at them.
That's you, buddy. You won that. You and your restarts won that race right there. Great job, Abe. Great job. So proud of you guys. I love being a part of this team. Thank you, thank you, thank you, guys.
I'm looking at them going, you guys are bringing the most unbelievable cars, and you're the best team out there. And they're looking at me going, what a driver that we have behind the wheel of our car, and, he can get it done. That's what makes a great team.
About all race long, Joey Logano and Jeff Gordon have been the two racing for the lead for most of it. And they're going to race for the lead on this restart again.
He really stayed out on the track, didn't he? Yeah. So there's nothing immediately right here. It's just the range 10 miles out and holding. We're going to get a shot here. You just focus on this restart and how you're going to get by.
That little blob of rain that Alan Gustafson was referencing has been sitting there about 20 miles away from the racetrack for about 2 hours now. Been watching it, didn't say anything about it because it hasn't been moving and getting any closer to us. So here we go with, as we talked about on NASCAR Countdown, the kid that came to us known as Sliced Bread, or the greatest thing since, and has matured into a contending driver each and every week in these NASCAR Sprint Cup Series races. Looking to win this race for a second year in a row, the still 24-year-old from Connecticut originally, Joey Logano, in command of the restart. Cleared him. Jeff Gordon to the race lead.
He finally figured something out on that restart.
You can see he kind of waited back instead of going up there and letting Logano control that as much as he had been. Great restart by Gordon. Another one of those like he did at Indy. He knew that was the one that could make the difference in him winning this race.
I was just going to bring up that line. He said he got the restart of his life that led him to win the Brickyard 400. He's still got a very determined Joey Logano trying to find a way to him and around him.
Well, he's there. They touch.
Kevin Harvick and Paul Menard looking for a way through.
If Logano doesn't complete this pass, he might lose 1 or 2 spots, though.
Logano's going to hang on as Harvick runs around the outside to second.
Going to lose another spot, and maybe another.
Menard to third. Dale Jr. to his outside for fourth.
So you got to give Jeff Gordon a lot of credit right there. He drove that car really hard down into 3. Did a great job to hold the lead.
Now Kevin Harvick, second again at Michigan. If he finishes there, it will be 4 straight Michigan races as runner-up. Can he find a way to track down the 24 and find a way to the lead? Yeah, I saw that on the camera lens too.
These little raindrops right there. I don't know how the sense of urgency can come up any more than it is right now.
About Paul Menard sitting there again. Another great restart. Got himself in position here once again to take advantage of anything should happen if the 4 and the 24 get to race. Jeff Gordon gets this 24 car out front, though. It's just, he beats everybody by a couple of tenths a lap.
Averaged over 200 miles an hour last lap.
And that's been the thing all day for this 24. We've talked about it a few different times, but if you weren't with us earlier, getting away from his pit stall and getting up to speed on restarts for a lot of this race has been the weak spot for Jeff in this 24 team. Last few restarts, he's been right there, but earlier that was what was the problem. Once he got going a couple times, he tracked down the 22 and raced him for the lead.
Well, he's getting better at it. I'll tell you, it was really bad at some of these restarts, and then he had that one at Indy. The ones today haven't been terrible, but he finally hit it just perfect that last one, and I think he's learning some things from that, because that's becoming the whole deal to win races anymore, is getting those restarts right.
For years that they're awfully good.
So there's the gap. Jeff Gordon to Kevin Harvick, 1.2 seconds. With another full second back to third place Paul Menard and fourth place Joey Logano. The moment of the race brought to you by Dairy Queen, the restart with 17 to go when Jeff Gordon found a way to clear Joey Logano. And once he cleared him off the restart, Logano challenged back, and Gordon, as you said, DJ, just drove it on into turn 3 to find a way to stay ahead of him. Interesting coincidence, you mentioned the Indianapolis restart. The restart here with 17 to go. The restart that Jeff called the restart of his career in Indianapolis was with 17 to go.
That's his sweet spot, evidently.
Well, if you can fix it up so the last restart comes with 17 to go, Jeff's your guy.
Yeah, look out for Jeff.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, you give him too many chances of this, as good as he is, he's going to figure something out and a way to beat you. He's not going to continue to let the same thing continue to happen.
The Richmond regular season finale to settle it all out. Here's the gap. My assessment, agree or disagree, a little closer, but not quite there yet.
Not exactly what they're looking for and need, for sure.
And the white flag up for Jeff Gordon, who enters his final lap here at Michigan. The value of a team riding momentum and confidence and all believing in each other and pulling the rope in the same direction on display week after week with this 24. Remember, they were dominant last week at Watkins Glen for a while. Had an electrical problem, took him out of the race. They came back and have been so strong here at Michigan today. Checkered flag is up, and his third win of the season for the four-time champion, Jeff Gordon. Logano barely
great job. So proud of you.
We earned this one, baby. We earned it. And that was an awesome team effort. So proud of you guys. Way to go, man. What a season we're having. Great job, buddy. Thank you.
The 227th NASCAR Sprint Cup Series win for Rick Hendrick as a team owner. And for that driver, his 91st career victory.
And put a Chevy emblem on the manufacturer's trophy.
He did that.
That's it, buddy. You won that. You and your restarts won that race right there. Great job, Abe. Great job. So proud of you. So proud of you guys.
Rick Hendrick wasn't even sure that race team was going to make it through the first year if they put it all together.
The celebration for the winner and the hurt of the one who saw it get away.
Look that I had, and I know the 24 was also, and he was laying back really hard, and so every game that could be played was being played on the restarts, and I had a really good one. The last one I had the run, and then I was clear, I guess, and I should have pulled down in front of him and got the draft from him. Instead, he had enough momentum to get up to my quarter panel and pull me back.
Oh, they got away.
He just got beat by a better car today and a better team. They just executed at the right time.
And the drive into victory lane for Jeff Gordon makes him our Goodyear Superior Performer today. Yes, he started on pole position. He led the second most laps in the race. But he had to work hard for that one. Down to victory lane now. To talk to the winner, victory lane presented by Pennzoil. It's Jeff Gordon today at Michigan.
To congratulate Jeff Gordon. Special moments. It's been a special season for this race team. It's been 13 years since Jeff has been to victory lane here. You had to ask where victory lane was. First off, though, on people's minds, the difference in restarts, Jeff, from the first half of the race to the last half. Was it an adjustment or was it all hard?
It wasn't easy. It's never easy to win at any of these tracks, especially when aerodynamics and track position means so much. You know, I thought we learned a lot the last time we were here on track position. So Alan just called it a perfect race. Kept getting in that inside lane and just not getting very good restarts. And I knew it was going to get exciting with Kurt and Joey. Those two are very, very aggressive. And of course, Kurt got loose. And that last restart was it. I mean, we had the car to win. Our car was amazing, but whoever got out front had such a huge advantage. So, you know, I got a good restart, and Kevin, for some reason, wasn't getting good restarts, so Joey was sort of out there by himself, and I was able to get to his quarter. When I got his quarter, I drug him back, and I was able to shoot to the bottom and get by. But he made a heck of an effort. I thought he was going to get back by me. He almost did. And I just need a couple laps for my tires to come in, and all of a sudden, we're out front, setting sail, and the checker flag is waving. This is just unbelievably awesome. And got to say hi to Ingrid and Ella and Leo back home. They couldn't come today, but we're celebrating your honor here, and this is amazing. This is just fantastic.
Jeff, you said it on the radio. It's been quite the ride this season. 3 victories already. What is it about this car, maybe the rules package this year, that's just playing into your hands? What is it about you guys?
It's everything. You know, it's Hendrick Motorsports and the job that they do collectively with all of our teammates and the engineers. Everybody's building the chassis and bodies and preparing these cars back at the shop. Engines are amazing. And then I got to give so much credit to Alan Gustafson and his crew. I mean, this guy is such a great leader. I knew that he had this in him, and he's been showing it by bringing great race cars every weekend. And today was more than just a great race car. It took the whole team effort, making great calls. And of course, you know, I had a good restart again. That was fun. But man, these guys, they're just awesome. I love it. Rick Hendrick's here. I love celebrating wins with him.
Just like at Indy, with 17 to go, had the restart of his life, and just like at Indy, it was in the same race car. Alan?
I'll tie Indy and Mission together two further ways for you, Jamie. The last two times Jeff Gordon won the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series title, he won at Indianapolis and at Michigan. 1998, 2001. 2014, Jeff Gordon won at Indianapolis, and today he's won here in Michigan. More post-race coming up. Jeff Gordon celebrating Vic, and we're in the last lap at Dover. 2001, the last time Jeff won at this racetrack. It doesn't seem like the years slip by that fast.
Well, they do, though. It certainly doesn't when you look at how Jeff Gordon's driven this year.
He won the championship in that 2001 year, winning on all the same tracks he's won on this year. Checkered flag at Dover today for Jeff Gordon. Gordon's through with a win at the Monster Mile.
Hey, doing the statement, boys. That's what I'm talking about. Heck yeah.
It's the last race of the Challenger round on our way to the Sprint Cup Series championship this year.
It's going to be very unpredictable. Normally is here at the Monster Mile. 400 laps. A lot to ask of man and machine. And then you factor in 4 drivers whose chase championship chances will end late this afternoon in the first state of Delaware.
Coming to the green, take care of business all day. Yeah, tip 4.
Who's in, who's out? We find out after 400 laps at Dover.
And the leader is going to green.
Clean air was certainly really important today. We started 6th, we got up into 5th right away, and then we're starting on the long runs. We're actually starting to move forward even a little bit more. You know, we kept those guys in sight, which, knowing that we didn't have the clean air and we're back further in traffic, I think it said a lot about how good of a race car that we had.
Probably for us, this was improved front end speed. The car wasn't terrible to start. It was pretty good, not as good as the 2 or not as good as the 4. You know, when our car really showed its strength, they started catching a lot of traffic. And behind, anytime you're behind guys and don't have the air, it's tough to go. But when they would get behind somebody and lose the air, and then we were in more even playing field, I thought our car showed that it was really pretty good.
You've done a great job in traffic today. It's been a challenge in the traffic today for everybody. Boy, thank you too.
Watching Jeff Gordon close in on Brad Keselowski for the race lead. Gordon has had an awfully good car today, has yet to lead a lap though.
Well, he was really good on the shorter runs, and I kind of knew that was going to happen. And so I was sitting there saying, okay, don't abuse my tires, trying to get by him. And I kept watching, and the 2 car kept getting closer and closer and closer.
Gordon not waiting for that. He's right up on the bumper, almost pushing Brad down the front stretch.
Gave him a tap going into the corner. Here's Jeff, who'll look to the high side of the banking now. Keselowski has the low groove. Here's Gordon wide off the corner, trying to get the advantage. He's there with lap traffic right in front of them.
All clear up, all clear. Still there, still there.
Off 4, Brad downstairs, Jeff Gordon topside. The battle for the lead at Dover's in turn 1.
Around the outside and to the point, Jeff Gordon, new leader at Dover.
Bumper. All right, good patience there. You had more patience than I did. Thank you.
I said, man, I got to protect the bottom, and I got to get by some of these guys. And then I got some clean air, and I actually pulled out. And that was the first time I actually felt comfortable with our chances at that point. And then I just kept thinking to myself, okay, no cautions.
He won the championship in that 2001 year, winning on all the same tracks he's won on this year. Checkered flag at Dover today for Jeff Gordon.
We won at Dover, boys! Now that's how you do it, the statement, boys. That's what I'm talking about. Heck yeah! Great car, Alan. Awesome car. Way to go, Big Daddy. Way to go, man. Thank you, boss, man. That feels good. Been a while since we got one here.
I love the way that we approach this race and focus on winning, regardless of what we kind of just needed to do to make it to the next round.
You know, it's kind of the Wild Wild West. You know, it's a shootout every week, and if you don't get it done, you know, you're going to be left in the dust pretty quick. So it's something that I'm enjoying, you know, and we're trying to embrace and push hard and do everything we can to win every weekend. And I think that's what the sport's about. You know, it's different and it's you know, kind of unconventional, but it's good.
You know, I haven't won here in Dover in a long time, and my confidence right now in my race cars and my race team is very high, and we need that going into these next couple races. A win at Kansas or Charlotte would be crucial, Not only does it get you through to the next round, but it makes you safe in Talladega. And I can promise you there's not a guy out there in this chase that doesn't want to be in a safe position going into Talladega.
400 at Dover International Speedway. Reminder, go to NASCAR.com for all your latest NASCAR information. There's the race for the lead. Brad Keselowski 2, Jeff Gordon 24. As you look down on the Monster Mile from our aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, everything they learn making tires for the grueling demands of NASCAR inspires what rolls into yours. Goodyear, the official tire of NASCAR. Gordon had a good look at the back bumper of Keselowski there.
Definitely rolling the center better, the 24 is.
Brad's really good at getting his car off the corner. But Jeff changed his line just a little bit down there. You can see the two, a little wiggle right there.
Whoa. That was close.
Let's see which way Brad decides to go. Gordon had run the high line down in 3 and 4 last time. Got a huge run off of turn 4. Just like this. I can tell Jeff looked like his car is really good on the bottom of 1 and 2. He's a little bit better right in the center of the corner, not trying to get too high down in 3 and 4. See what he tries this time. That's where he gets a big run. You see how quickly he gets back to the throttle. If he can loosen him up, getting down into the corner.
All over your bumper here.
Coming up on a lap car here, though. Not going to be anywhere to go. There's the move. How about that? For. That's what he was wanting.
Side, outside. Breathing room behind him.
See, Brad put up a good fight, but I think the 24 is going to win this one.
First laps led all day for Jeff Gordon.
It's going to be a matter of what we see as this race winds down. Is this going to be a full run on tires? Then that gives the advantage probably to the 24 unless they can adjust this 2 car a little bit more. But if we have a shorter 40, 50 lap run, then it looks like Brad Keselowski.
Give me new tires. I'll be back.
There you go. That's right.
All right, so Jeff Gordon out in front. Let's update the bubble sit. Jeff Gordon leads. Brad Keselowski has fallen a 1.5 seconds off of his back bumper. 86 laps to go. Really interesting situations unfolding where that cutoff line is concerned in this elimination race in the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup. As we're inside the final 80 laps, Jeff Gordon coming up on Greg Biffle to put him a lap down, while Biffle slides back into Gordon's clutches. Kurt Busch continues.
The car had gotten so much better than it was at the beginning of the race. Newman really liking what he got. Could be final stop. Great stop, 12.4 seconds.
But that nervous time until everybody's been in for the green flag stop now for Newman and his team. Here's Kurt Busch in, Jamie.
Sigh of relief for Kurt Busch right now. He was so concerned about that tire. 4 tires here, an air pressure adjustment to help him, and a wedge adjustment. They need to free him up if he can move forward and gain a few positions here. Meanwhile, Kyle Larson, who's worked his way up into the top 5, doing a nice job. 4 tires, air pressure, and a track bar. They've been working in the right direction all race long. Nice job for the young guy. Doc?
Clint Bowyer says it is plowing tight. It will not turn at all. You see the chassis adjustment in the right rear. Going to put 4 tires, air pressure. Clint says we've got a top 10 car. It's not better if we just get it to turn. Jamie.
Denny Hamlin and the 11, they've been working in the right direction. Going tight to loose. They fuel the car. Let him down. Great stop. It took a little bit longer this time, but they've been getting the job done today for Denny Hamlin.
Race leader Jeff Gordon is in. Doc?
Going to be 4 tires. Jeff said they started to get tight in the middle, got pretty tight in traffic when he was trying to get around the 2 car. So far, no chassis adjustment. Going to be 4 tires, get it completely full of Sunoco fuel, and he's away.
Significantly. Jamie McMurray finishing up the cycle of pit stops, and Jeff Gordon goes back to the race lead. So Gordon, Keselowski, then Larson.
Can we make it from here? Yeah, 10-4, we can make it.
Driver wanted to know that pretty quickly.
Well, you have to know, especially here at Dover, at 1 mile racetrack where you stay in the gas a lot, you want to know to start saving fuel right from the very beginning of the run.
So take a break here, come back and reset the championship bubble picture after the cycle of stops. Focus on what might be some of the important races for position here as we go inside 70 laps to go. 2001, the last of Jeff Gordon's 4 Dover wins, is a 5th on the way today. 60 laps to go. In today's 400-miler at Dover for the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series, our telecast presented by Pennzoil. Jeff Gordon, the race leader, and the championship picture is tight. First, an update on the fastest four-tire pit.
We'll have a battle for the lead here in a minute. Watching Jeff Gordon seem to be struggling a little bit more on this run. Brad said all he needed was some new tires and he'd be back, didn't he?
Dale Jr., last car on the lead lap, 19th place, just ahead of Jeff Gordon.
Gordon had called him probably about 7 or 8 laps ago and just has not been able to get by this 88 car. That's allowed Keselowski to really close in here for the lead.
There goes the 24 now. You got to figure, like we talked about earlier in the race, Jr. was just scrapping all he could to stay on the lead lap in case the caution comes out, to try and have a chance to gain spots. He's in decent shape. I mean, Junior right now is 25 points to the good where the chase cut's concerned. But you can't gain any, and you can only lose them when that leader goes by you and puts your lap down. Stenhouse Jr., 17 in 18th place with leader Jeff Gordon behind him. Monster Mile in the first ever elimination race in the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup. Down to 38 laps to go. Jeff Gordon and Brad Keselowski locked up in a good fight for the lead, and the squeeze around. So Jeff Gordon has just overtaken Kurt Busch and put Kurt a lap down in that 41. So in order to gain back that point that he needs from Kasey Kahne, or 2 points actually, there's nobody Kurt can pass going forward at this point on his lap. He needs Kasey to start sliding backwards a little bit to get a little help. Now if the leader passes a couple of more cars and puts him a lap down, then there's a couple guys in range, but Kevin Harvick just passed Kurt Busch, and that's the next car that the leader Gordon would put a lap down.
Yeah, not only passed him, but has driven away from Kurt Busch. So it's not even a battle there. But we do have a battle for the lead here. Yep. But we've seen Gordon be the better car all day on the longer runs. Oh, big wiggle by the 2 right there. He's trying to get there. Nothing to lose for Brad Keselowski here. He's on to the next round.
The win in Chicagoland.
And Gordon's been able to pull out a little better lead, which we expected, as we said, in the longer run. 24 cars a little bit better.
So running just in front of leader Jeff Gordon, the driver who had this race in control for most of the afternoon. Kevin Harvick led over half the race in that 4. He's led 223 of the laps that have been completed today, but at lap 252, had a left front flat go down. Damaged the front splitter on the car. They managed to stay on the lead lap after repeated pit stops for repairs, but Kevin went all the way back to 21st position at that time and has only gone as far forward as 13th after having the dominant car in the early going.
The biggest problem he's had is that left front splitter. All the damage they did on the flat tire trying to get back to the pits.
Kevin certainly in well and clear position to transfer through, but it's going to be another race where they had what appears to have been a dominant car and don't get the checkered flag. Tough business, this one.
It is tough business, yeah. And you know, like as you pointed out, Kevin said these things are hard to win. They are. But whenever you have as many good cars as they have, this team's going to have to figure out how to make that happen if they plan on winning this championship.
Coming to 10 to go. The emotional roller coaster for Jeff Gordon and company. The fabulous race at Chicagoland to open the chase. And then the devastation of the late crash at New Hampshire when the right front tire went down on the 24 car. Put them in position here where instead of being solidly and easily through, they had to have a problem-free race at Dover to ensure they transferred. Not only has it been a problem-free race thus far for Jeff, but he's in the lead inside the final 10.
It's been outstanding, but you know as a driver sitting there, as much as you have to be concentrating on what's going on here, he's thinking about what happened last week. It looked like they were in the clear there too. So you're just sitting there thinking, okay, let's just get to the end of this. I don't need anything like that happening once again.
I will say this, though. This team has looked like a championship team almost all year long. And as you get through these cutoffs, I know they're just a whole different year, but that's the way you win championships, to be as solid as they are. Sometimes you think they're a little bit out, and they get it right back. They had a tough week last week, and here they are bouncing back and look like they're going to close one out and win it.
Mr. H on top of the 2014 pit box.
Yeah, this is the nervous part for the owner. He knows what can happen in these last 8 laps.
We were talking about Denny Hamlin in the 11 trying to stay on.
There's Jeff up on Denny Hamlin to see if he can put him a lap down. Hamlin running in 12th place, 4 points inside the chase cutoff as Gordon comes to the white flag, and we're in the last lap at Dover. 2001, the last time Jeff won at this racetrack. It doesn't seem like the years slip by that fast.
Well, they do, though. It certainly doesn't when you look at how Jeff Gordon's driven this year.
He won the championship in that 2001 year, winning on all the same tracks he's won on this year. Checkered flag at Dover today for Jeff Gordon. Gordon is through with a win at the Monster Mile.
Hey, doing the statement, boys. That's what I'm talking about. Heck yeah. Hell yeah, Sam. How about those? Really proud of you guys.
Came through in the last spot as Jeff Gordon celebrates his 4th win of this season, his 92nd career NASCAR Sprint Cup Series victory. And while Gordon burns it down on the front stretch, his team owner has had a moment to exhale a sigh of relief.
Rick, you can breathe now. I saw you holding your breath those last 4 or 5 laps. First of all, how about Jeff Gordon's performance today? What a victory for the 2014.
Oh, man, I think he found a youth somewhere. I'm so proud of Alan, Jeff, and his whole team, man. He's got the bit in his teeth. He wants that 5th championship really bad. Really proud of the guys. This is probably the most this last 50 with Casey trying to get in after having a problem, Jeff leading the race, not wanting a caution. Man, I'm too old for this, Jerry. Oh man, this is going to be a hectic few weeks ago.
Nerve-wracking already, and we're just now a portion of the way into the chase, AB. How about this getting started for Hendrick?
You talk about the range of emotions. All right, Dave, from one end of the emotional spectrum to the other. Victory Lane presented today by 5 Hour Energy. Jeff Gordon is there celebrating a win.
What a drive by Jeff Gordon. Oh, getting a kiss. Unbelievable performance today, Jeff. This is sort of like we're talking to Mr. Rates like the old days back in 2001 when you used to come here and no one could touch you. How would you describe this day?
Well, I don't know if no one could touch us. I don't know what happened to Kevin Harvick. It was unfortunate for him, but he was the class of the field. We were, tuning on to try to compete with him. When I saw him go out, I knew we could compete with the 2 car. The 2 was really good on short runs, but we could run him down. Of course, he made us work for it there at the end because he was so good on the short runs, and he got to me, and I was really, really tight in traffic there at the end, so I didn't know if we were going to pull it off, but I'm so proud to have this orange on this Drive to End Hunger Chevrolet. Hunger Action Month is extremely important to all of us that are fighting, for the more than 9 million older Americans going hungry every day in this country, and this is a great way to take action. So thanks to them, thanks to Exalta and Pepsi and Panasonic and this guy right here. Oh my goodness, how about that?
Good man.
Oh, thank you,
job,
boss.
buddy.
I love winning when you're here, buddy. I'm so glad you came.
Told Jerry you found the fountain of youth.
I don't know what I found, but I think a lot of it has to do with Alan Gustafson and all the guys on this 24 team. They have just given me such an awesome race car team this year. I'm having so much fun.
What about this win, what it means? I mean, given the fact that the points I know are going to reset next week, but coming off the disappointment of a week ago, how important is this win toward getting that drive for the 5th championship?
I think this is huge. I mean, we came in here with a little bit of extra pressure because we weren't guaranteed to be in. Had we finished where we were running at New Hampshire last week, it would have been kind of an easy day for us. But all we did was focus on executing it as a team and trying to win this race and nothing else. It wasn't about the points. It wasn't about just squeezing by to get to the next round. It's about making a statement. I don't know how you make a bigger statement than what this team just did right there.
Hey, congratulations on being a winning driver, and I think there's a little girl that wants to get Dad's attention there, so you might want to go give her a hug.
Oh, I'm going to give them a lot of big hugs. It's great to have them here.
Jeff Gordon in Victory Lane again, for the 5th time at Dover International Speedway. Alan?
Family moment. Certainly part of Jeff's inspiration to continue racing. Wanted to share these moments with Ella and Leo and his wife Ingrid.
Nothing better than having them there with you to celebrate.
So Jeff Gordon, the winner at Dover today. A break here. When we come back, those who made it in and those who got left out in this first ever elimination race in the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup. Everyone chased Jeff Gordon to the checkered flag on this day at Dover's Monster Mile.
Jeff was incredible on the long runs, and it's a shame. I thought we were going to win this one, but I think he yelled at the end, and maybe things would have turned out differently. But I got to give credit to Jeff and his team. They had a great car too.
Now Jeff Gordon did have an incredible car over the long run, and made the most of it today. Jeff, our Goodyear Superior performer, with his 4th win of the season.
Yeah, certainly high on the championship list right now. This team is performing at a very high level at every type of track.
Yeah, going to Kansas next week. That's who won there the last time we were there.
So Jeff Gordon wins at Dover. The first I combine both my questions to you with this that I will take away from this day, Jeff Gordon making a statement in the championship. But Nicole, just like Andy said a second ago, the lead's all wiped away and everybody starts from scratch next Sunday.
And I still say that pressure is going to increase exponentially. So next weekend, if you like variety, how about this? The NASCAR Nationwide Series will be Saturday, 3:30 Eastern on ESPN. 12 different winners in the last 13 races. And of course, Jeff Gordon won the Kansas race in the spring. He won here today.
All right, Nicole, thanks. So here at Dover today, in the third race in the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup, Kevin Harvick dominated, leading over half the race. But a valve stem knocked off a tire, set Harvick back, and he wound up only finishing in 13th. And a late race duel between Jeff Gordon and Brad Keselowski for the win came out in Gordon's favor. A long green run to the finish played into the hands of the four-time champ, whose drive for 5 is very much alive. Next week it is Kansas City. The Nationwide Series Saturday, 3:30 Eastern here on ESPN. And next week's NASCAR Sprint Cup Series race presented by Dodge is ESPN at 1 Eastern next Sunday. More coming up on SportsCenter. Here at the Monster Mile today, Jeff Gordon takes home the Mini Monster Trophy for his 5th win here in Delaware.